try to create a video of some of the Vassal steps. So this one I will have already started from my module library, Annie and Abyss. It'll bring me here. I would typically go for load saved game, select the saved game, and here I'll just start with the first turn that Greg had done. Hit next. I always use Observer. It's just how I learned, but I don't know that it matters which one you pick. But hit finish. Vassal will load. These are the cards that are down. We're looking at Cartel and then FARC. And then here you can see it's got a pretty good visual here. You can play around with fitting the height, right? Fit visible, or just do other zooms. Can be sluggish in moving around the screen, but works okay. So for this, first thing I'm going to do, since I know there's some log files out there, I'll load the continuation. We'll start with Steve's Cartel move. And then that's loaded here. I will start stepping through Steve's comments. And then we get into it. He separates the factions over here in the sequence of play. And this can be tricky sometimes. So now that he has one in the action area, just as a good reminder, starts to go through the resources. Here he's using, down in the cartels, the slowness of the scrolling, at least on my machine, is why I sometimes play in the fit to screen mode, which I'll go to here, fit visible. And here you can see that Steve down at the bottom will use the pluses and minuses in his resource area, gorilla area I should say, to change the resources on the tracker. That's just easier because using the mouse you sometimes pick up too many pieces. It's not as clear. So he's placing the troops. You can see the trails that come with the troops. Goes to a special op. Here he has to manually add the resource points, removing them, which he again does down here by hitting the pluses instead of trying to move it on the status bar. He hits the end faction play up here. Trails are cleared. He ends his log file. You can see you're prompted to start a new log file. At this point, I would say if I were playing the next move, which would be the FARC, I would say yes. I would give it a name. We'll call it, in this case I'm replacing one. Normally you wouldn't do that. I don't bother to put comments. And the first thing I need to do is find the FARC faction ID, which whenever you hover over anything you can see them listed. The easiest way to separate them is double click them. You get a little bit of daylight there, enough to move the FARC out. Move it over there, which will be noted in the log. And now I could do a limited op, which means one province. So I'll just simply do a simple rally here. Move that out. Reduce the number of guerrillas. It does not change the resource, so I'm going to subtract one there. Should have moved me over here. And at that point, I'm going to be done. and I will say end faction play, which will clear the trails. And then in this case, because I'm the last faction on the card, I'll end card play. And that will move these guys over to the ineligible, and we have remaining over here the eligible. Anytime you look at a card, you can right-click on them, and it'll tell you whether you're discarding it or flipping it. In this case, I could discard. Oh, I always do that. I'm thinking by clicking the mouse, I'm getting that, but instead, I need to select that and then hit Control D. And here I will drag it down here. I'm not sure if you deal a new card, yeah, I think I'll just draw a card. There we go. By drawing, well, it worked. So now we have those up, and now would be a good moment for me to end the log file. So I would say end log file. Log file is written. If you look out into the drop box, you're going to see this saved. Now that's a green check mark, so it means it has synced from my local drive to the cloud, and that's done. Just while we're in here, if you haven't seen these, the player aid cards are built in. The rules themselves you can get through PDF, but this is very helpful as a reminder. And then, as various actions require dice, you would do that here and use the results. They would be recorded into the log file. The undo works pretty well. So there it is. Hopefully that's helpful. And now I just need to figure out how to end this recording.